This is the plaintiff, Samuel Jackson. He says he brought his designer Gucci eyeglasses to the defendant's shop, and when he adjusted them, he cracked them. These glasses meant a lot to him and defined his look, since they were dark and looked like they were from a Blues Brothers movie. The defendant refuses to get him another pair or compensate him. He can't see without them and is suing for the $5,000 he's owed. This is the defendant, Ed Mann. He says this is a preposterous situation, and he's prepared to defend himself in court. The plaintiff flew into a fit of rage in front of women and children in his store over his 6-year-old pair of frames, which were worn badly, by the way. He has signs all over his store stating he is not responsible for frames if a patient brings in their own. The plaintiff knew that and is now trying to cash in for $5,000? Preposterous. Simply preposterous. He's accused of cracking up a customer.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Samuel Jackson, you are suing Ed Mann and his optical store for $5,000. $255 would be the value of broken designer glasses, and the rest of it in pain and suffering, just to get you to that statutory maximum. Because according to you, he broke your glasses.
Absolutely.
What happened?
On the day in question, which I believe was like August 29th, I went to his store to get my glasses repaired. I had a little crack in these glasses.
Okay.
And I showed it to him, or I tried to show it to him. At the same time, he was instantly trying to repair them as though he was trying to fit them for my face. And I said, no.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
He was instantly trying to repair them
On
before
your head?
I can even...
What do you mean by instantly?
No, when I showed it to him, he instantly...
You mean with his hands?
He instantly tried to adjust the glasses, and he broke them.
Why were you bringing it to him? You were bringing it to him to adjust, right?
Right. I was bringing it to him to adjust, and I was bringing another pair of glasses to have my eyes checked and to have my medicine put in these frames also.
What do you mean by your medicine put? You mean have your correct prescription?
My glasses are prescription. All my glasses are prescription glasses.
So you mean to update, stop. So you mean to update your prescription? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, I wanted to have.
Okay, so you had one business with him, but you were also giving him glasses that you already owned that were Gucci glasses?
Yes.
And
Gucci
there was a gap in him, and you handed them to him, and the purpose of handing them to him was for him to make an adjustment, so that they fit you right. And then he started to make that adjustment, and it broke.
And he broke them.
No, I understand what you're saying, and he broke them.
It didn't break on his own. He broke them.
I know it didn't magically break on its own. Look at that, right there. Just one little piece.
So when he tried to have his assistant look on the computer to find another arm from the company, they didn't look hard enough. At least they didn't find it.
Did you find it?
I found something similar to it. I have it.
Okay, let me see what you have. And where's the pain and suffering? $4,745 in pain and suffering.
Listen, the point is that I went to that store wearing a pair of glasses, the only pair I could wear at that time. When I left that store, I couldn't see. The fact
you think
that
you should get
left
$4,745 in pain and suffering because you had to go home without glasses?
Listen, he discriminated against me.
I am listening. I just want to hear something that makes sense.
All right, well, I'm just saying he discriminated against me by not even giving me the opportunity to replace my glasses with another pair of equal value.
He discriminated against you? How?
Because he wouldn't even consider giving me another pair of glasses.
But that would happen later anyway, and you'd still go home without glasses that day. That wouldn't...
I would have went home without glasses that day,
right?
But at the same token,
so because you're mad, he should pay $4,745.
Well, he didn't even give me a pair of equal value. At least negotiate to give me a pair of equal value.
When someone damages you to the tune of $255, that mushrooms to $5,000 because they didn't negotiate with you.
Listen, I couldn't see.
Okay, what happened?
I couldn't see.
Mr. Mann, what happened?
Mr. Jackson has been a patient with us since 2002. On August 29th, he came in for an examination. What happened was, firstly, I dispensed the glasses on his health plan.
Okay.
Then, after he was satisfied with that, he asked me to adjust the frame in question, which I did.
How did you adjust it?
I leveled them and tightened them.
With your hands, or did you heat them up first, or what?
Of course, yes.
You heated them up first?
And the adjustment was, in our opinion, perfect. He said to me, make them a little tighter. I said, Sam, are you sure? It looks good. He says, I want it a little tighter. Now, if I may, Most of his frames were his own. We would do the examination. This is over the last 9 years. We would do the exam and fill the prescription. I say this because we have a clearly stated policy since day one, which was 1986, that we advise the patient that while we will be very careful with his frame, we cannot be responsible for breakage.
How do you advise the client?
Verbally and with signs. I have a picture, if you'd like.
Let me see that.
Because
I'm picking up his glasses to put them on. You've taken a picture, or somebody with a cell phone is taking a picture.
That's
I
my
see him in the
manager.
mirror, of a sign that's up on the mirror that says, "We will gladly adjust your glasses at your own risk." Watch this. Was that up there the day you went?
Absolutely not. I didn't see that sign.
That is
I've been going to that store for a very long time.
Since 2002.
I don't read all the signs in the store.
Well, you should read all.
He didn't point it out to me every time I've been there since 2006 or 2002.
He has not pointed it out?
He's never said that sign to me. Listen.
No, but has he ever said, "Well, it's at your own risk"? It's, you know.
No, he's
blah,
done
blah, blah,
many
like it says?
adjustments for me with no question asked.
Do you charge for the adjustments?
Of course not. But there is something I'd like to add. I broke the temple. It was the earpiece here on the second try. I tried, I would have been happy to replace the temple as a courtesy, not an obligation, but this frame is 6 years old and it hasn't been in production for the last 4 years. It was not available. In another gesture of goodwill, I believe, I offered to replace his frame with one that was very similar, not a designer frame, but a frame that looked, that's it, I believe. It was a black plastic frame, same
Right,
shape.
black plastic frame, but he wanted the Gucci one. He went on the internet
No,
and he
but
found the glasses.
If I may?
If you may respond to what I'm asking you. He went on the internet and found the glasses. Did you folks didn't find it that day when you were searching?
The model was 1187.
Okay.
This
so
is
this
not
says
the same model.
1615. So this, and they actually look slightly taller. But I imagine he would have been happy with that. I mean,
I would have gladly given him the temple, case closed, if I were able to. He readily accepted
temple? What is that?
the arm.
okay.
This
So
piece-
they don't. Oh, so what you would have done is purchase the arm for him.
This
But they
piece
don't
broke.
sell the arm.
But the point is, he readily accepted the frame that we offered him.
Oh.
And he went home with 2 pair of glasses.
So you gave. Wait, hold on. Back it up. So you gave him another frame,
Exactly.
and he left that day.
Peacefully, as the gentleman he's always been.
Is that accurate?
No, ma'am.
So the store has a sign that says we're not responsible for frames, but it's not in the contract. Is that binding on the customer?
No, because if there's a sign in the store, then that's their rules.
So it is binding on the customer.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, binding on the customer. You
I
agree?
believe it is, yes.
So if you see a sign, you're stuck with it.
Right.
Okay?
The sign is there to protect the owners, so it is the customer's responsibility to observe the sign.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I came back and I told him, I said, these frames are not adjusted to my face properly. They are too small for my face.
But I'm afraid to give them back to you. Okay.
And I don't have but one other pair of darkies for the,
Okay.
for the weather,
But
for the sunlight.
tell me now, when you came back and said that to him, what were you asking him to do?
I was asking him to give me a pair of Gucci frames. He got a whole store full of Gucci frame glasses. He can order.
Okay. So when he does come back and he says, "I want a pair of Gucci," you got a whole store full of Gucci. What did you say?
It was 2 weeks later that
That he comes back and he says, "These don't work for me."
It wasn't
Very
2
angry
weeks.
and screaming at me. I tried to reason with him. I pointed to the sign that you see in that picture. He says, "I don't care about your blankety-blank sign. I want my Gucci's."
Okay.
And he was trying to be intimidating. My manager, with whom he's worked closely over the years, asked to speak to him in the back of the shop in a conversational tone. This is 2 weeks later. And after a few minutes, it was resolved. And once again, he left.
How was it resolved?
He was at peace with the fact that we gave him another frame, and I thought it was over.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes.
If you see the glasses, you'll see that when he took these glasses out of there, he cut these, and he didn't cut them right anyway. I still see light through it. I'm trying to show you the frame.
You mean there's a gap?
Yes. There's a gap in the lens right up there.
You're saying the top of this side here.
I'm looking at glasses with my glasses.
And they squeezing my brain. He cut him wrong. He did a defective job trying to remedy
There is a gap.
the fact that, you know what I'm saying, he did a good job and satisfied me. He didn't do a good job. He didn't satisfy me. I'm a long-term customer. I ain't a new customer. All of these glasses is his. I paid for them. I didn't use my Medicaid card to get the glasses. I paid for them, cash money.
There is a gap on the top
I
of
have
the
a
left
solution.
hand. What's your solution?
I will remake the glasses with new lenses.
You want to take that solution or not?
I like another pair of Gucci frames with the same medicine in it, with the same shaped glasses, the same tint. I left
I
and
have
had
a
to get on
different
the train.
solution. You do that with 1615, which looks a lot like his. What do you think about that one? The one that is available.
Yes, I could order that frame,
Right.
but I don't think I'm responsible to purchase the frame for him.
Okay,
They-
here's the thing. I'm just going to rule,
Mm-hmm.
and then the chips fall where they may. That's fine. You can lose a long-term customer. I don't care. I was just trying to find a happy
Right.
way because my day is filled with things like rat poisoning and and unhappy marriages and So it sounded like when you said I have a solution to keep a long-term customer, we might have a happy solution. But it's all right if you want.
I don't feel that
I understand you don't
I'm
feel that, but
responsible
were
to buy
you-
him a new frame.
Okay.
Especially when he brought one
So
in
the
at
answer
6
is no.
years old.
You're not willing to buy
I'm willing to cut him new lenses on another frame.
on a non-Gucci frame.
Right, a type
Okay,
of
he's not
frame.
interested in that
Medicated
solution.
Type
pair
of frame that
frames.
he's been wearing over the years, by the way.
Okay. So then what this boils down to is, was your client on sufficient notice that if he hands you his glasses and you break them, you don't have to recompense him for anything?
Absolutely.
That's what this boils down to. He says, I've been there, I have 9 pairs of glasses at this place. They've never said that to me. I don't care what sign they're pointing at now, Judge, but I never saw that wasn't there at the time, and if it was, I didn't see it. You say, here's a picture of it of course, the picture was taken for court. I don't know whether the sign was up there at the time. Your testimony under oath is it was. His testimony under oath is it wasn't. I am going to order the optical store to pay for the depreciated value, not new replacement glasses, because that's not the measure of damages when you're in court. It's what's the value of the item that was broken. I'm not 100% convinced this customer had actual knowledge. I don't know where that sign is in relation to the transaction. I have no affidavits from customers who've been there saying the sign has been up there. There's certain ways people prove this kind of thing. I don't believe that you said to him, remember, it's at your own risk, because people don't talk that way. Everybody thinks that everything's going to go just swimmingly until it doesn't. And then you say hello to me. That's how this stuff works. No one thinks about the bad stuff that might happen. Now, you're going to have to, the lenses that are in here were the lenses that came in these.
Yeah, and he
I understand. I don't need you to repeat yourself. To fix this problem, you're going to need to get a new frame plus new lenses,
Yes,
because these are already cut to fit these glasses.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I find in your favor, I find that the optical store has to pay you to replace that. And I find in your favor in the amount of the $255 that you're suing for. As for your pain and suffering, no, for the reasons we've discussed earlier. This is not a pain and suffering kind of case. Good luck.
Well, the customer's always right. That wasn't necessarily your policy in this case. Why not?
She did not accept our policy.
She?
The judge. We had the signs clearly stated. It was in eye level.
All right.
And he'd been told, because he always works, almost always, with his own frame, we repeatedly advise him that we can't be responsible. The judge did not believe that was true.
Right. You head right around the corner. Let's see what plaintiff has to say. Comes out with his glasses on, step on in here. Mr. Jackson, you satisfied how this turns out?
Well, I'm pretty much satisfied, just given the fact that had I walked out of the store with no glasses and walked into a train, would I still be suffering? Would it still be pain and suffering? That's what I'm trying.
You still want that pain and suffering?
I'm in pain.
4,700.
deep dying pain. But he's a good man. I like his store.
All right.
That's the only store I really like to.
That means you're going to go back to his store and try to stay a customer there?
If he would not break my glasses again, I will do that.
Okay. All right, over to Harvey.
It's real simple. Signs are enforceable as long as they are easily readable. If they're not easily readable and the customer has no opportunity to see it, tough luck for the business. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.